Hi guys, welcome to the Rule of Two, where the Star Wars news saga continues. I'm Terrence, as always, back to talk more Star Wars news, even though it doesn't happen that frequently. But I promise you, this time, I promise you, I will be back to talk more Star Wars, because now we have The Mandalorian Season 3, or Season 4 if you count the half season that happened in Book of Boba Fett. Now, Season 3-ish has released the first 2 episodes, and yes, I would have normally talked about the first episode and kind of gone and so forth, talked about each episode, but after the first episode, I figured I might as well just wait till the second one dropped either way. Now, going into the first episode, let's get my thoughts. It was crap. It was crap. You can't say anything else about it. It was absolute crap. Nothing happened in that episode. All it did was say, hey, remember season 2 where we met that guy? He's still there. Remember season 2 where we went to that place? It's still there. Remember season 2 where we had that guy that was that thing and that so forth? And I mean, it was a recap episode. It was a recap episode following a recap that they did at the beginning of that particular episode. So a recap of a recap. It's like recap square. I don't know how we do the math on that. But either way, nothing happened in that episode. The most important thing that happened in that episode is that we kind of got to we got to episode 2. Literally, we ended that episode with him on his way to go to Mandalore to go visit to purify himself in the living waters, and speaking with Bo-Katan, asking for her help to go and find it. That was probably the most important part that we got out of episode 1. So greatly, we get to move on to episode 2, because that's when actually things started to happen. Now, episode 2. Even though we went on a fetch quest in episode 1, they kind of moved past the fetch quest of the whole IG model, restoring that, even though I kind of feel like going for it in the future, they're probably going to bring him back, but at least they moved forward, and I didn't have to see 4 or 5 episodes of them trying to get parts to make him work so he could go to Mandalore. So he absolutely makes a trip to Mandalore with his new R2 model, which it seemed to be the R2 model that they originally turned down in A New Hope, the one that was always broke. The Jawas just trying to push bad stuff on everybody, no matter what deal they can come up with. They're ripping parts from speeders, and they're pushing bad R2 units on anybody who will take it, no matter how much they spend on it. But either way, so you get to new R2 model, R5 model, and he goes to Mandalore. We find out that the planet isn't specifically cursed and the air is breathable, so he's making his trip through there to kind of find the living waters. He doesn't know where he's really going. He comes across some creatures that are alive and well and seem to have taken over Mandalore, as well as some robotic creature that seems to, I thought Grievous when I first saw it, or maybe the little droid monsters I've seen in video games. I can't think of the name. I'll probably pop it up on the screen. But either way, this thing seems to be ruling Mandalore and actually takes Din Djarin out of the picture for a while, which leaves Grogu having to fly back to Bo-Katan and enlist Bo-Katan for her help to go save Mando. Now, I really love what they did with Bo-Katan, because if you've watched the animation for her, she's always kind of been a badass. Now we actually finally get to see it on screen live action, because when season 2 came out, she was basically there for a cameo. She didn't really do much, a few lines of dialogue and so on and so forth, but we really got to see how badass she is as a Mandalorian, and we got to see what it's like to actually wield the Darksaber with some skill. Because when we see Mando do it, he's still struggling to pick up the weight of it. It's still fighting him. He's fighting it. And it seems pointless that he still has the Darksaber. He's not getting any better with it. But when Bo-Katan wields it, this thing is like cutting through people like she's a Jedi. So I'm almost to the point where I'm like, dude, can y'all just like fake a battle real quick and just give her the Darksaber so Mando can just move on and not deal with this whole thing? We kind of squashed this storyline already with him wielding and becoming better with the Darksaber. Just give it to Bo-Katan, let her reunite the rest of the Mandalorian people and go back and fix Mandalore. That's kind of what I hope from this going forward. Now, she goes through with Grogu, kind of gives some little backstory about her and her thoughts about Mandalore and what it used to be. Kind of skipped the part there, sorry. She goes through with Mando. After they rescue, she goes through with Grogu, finds him, rescues Mando, and then they kind of go and they talk about what Mandalore used to be. Working her way down to where the living waters are, where he actually gets to purify himself. So I thought it was a great moment. he now gets to reclaim his mantle as being a Mandalorian, at least from the subsect of the Children of the Watch, who seem to be kind of radicals the way everybody talks about it. We get that, but then also too, seemingly gets drugged down into the living waters by a creature, which was supposed to be a tamed creature from the Great Mandalore. But they end the episode there because I was like, oh my god, this is the best part. What happens here? Are we gonna see more? Are they gonna have to fight this thing? And then boom, end of the episode. It was a little bit, it left you definitely on a cliffhanger for a reason, because I'm assuming episode 3 is going to be even better. But man, it does set up a lot more to this season, especially after I was feeling that this was not going to be the greatest season for Mandalorian. This one actually saved it for me, and I'm really excited to see what happens going forward. Now, I want you guys to put your thoughts about the episode in the comments below. Give me some ideas of where this was going to go. I normally would look up different websites to kind of see some theories or maybe get some spoilers going forward in the season, but I tried not to with this season. I kind of want to be surprised. So if you guys have some theories, your own personal theories, not anything that spoilers that you looked up, but your own personal theories, please put in the comment below so that way I kind of share and we kind of get maybe a conversation going in regards to that. Now, if this is the first time that you're on the channel, we always ask you to subscribe as well as click the notification button so that way you're aware of all the other videos that we do. And as I say that, I'm thinking about how rare I do these Rule of 2 episodes. But hey, let me know I need to do more, and I'll definitely do more. With that being said, may the Force be with you. Always. Wait, guys, are you still here? I'm glad you're still here. All right, so if you look down, I mean, it's somewhere over here. Look down. We actually have a Patreon. So if you guys watch the show and you really like what we want to do and you want to help support the show and you want to help me get an editor so I can get to sleep at night because I'm really tired and you guys see all my mistakes in the episodes. So please go to patreon.com/thegoods. Give us a penny, give us a nickel, give us $1.
Just don't give us the finger.
Don't do that. But make sure you do donate something because we do have some giveaways. There's posters, there's t-shirts.
I'll sign something for you.
Exactly. So take a look, guys, and help us out. We appreciate it.